Good morning, all. Thank you, Pia. And it gives me a great pleasure to introduce Errick Elavia, who is a member of the Zonta Says Now working group. Also is the Zonta International Committee Chair on Greater Diversity of 2022 to 2024 and chair of the nominating committee for District 25. Errick is the immediate past District 25 governor. He is a role model in the district for the He for She movement. He was the first male district governor in Zonta's international history and believes that men should walk alongside women on the journey towards gender equality. Errick is the principal of a co-educational school in Mumbai that caters to students from all the stratas of society. He is an exceptional leader and recognized as one of India's 50 most influential school principals. He sees the importance of educating girls and cultivating respect for girls and women and boys. Living in a high-risk region of extreme weather events, Errick promotes environmental consciousness among his students and Zonta clubs of District 25, which include India, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. Errick has attended Zonta International conventions in Toronto, Ontario, Nice, Yokohama, and Hamburg, and conducts tours to Europe and Australia, New Zealand during summer vacations. It's over to you, Errick.
Thank you very much. A warm welcome and a hello to everyone. President Ute and all the dignitaries of Zonta International, a warm welcome to you all and my fellow Zontians. My topic for today is climate change and its impact on women. Next, please. I need you all to see this video before I begin my presentation.
Cyclone Biparjoy, threatening to live up to its name. Meaning disaster in Bengali, the storm has brought heavy rains and wind in the coastal villages of Gujarat. Mandvi is on the shoreline and preparing for the worst. Ishad is 3 days old, and this high school classroom has been his first home. A makeshift shelter in Pipri village is holding around 300 people now. Helpless in the face of nature's fury, Ishad and his family have no choice but to wait it out. I'm worried, his mother Shehnaz tells me. Handling this situation with a baby makes it more difficult. I'm concerned about him and worried that if my home is affected, what will I do then? In the village of Nalia, 13 kilometers away from where the cyclone is expected to hit, this family, among hundreds of others, has to leave. They don't know when they will come back. 70-year-old Vasanti Ben has seen it all too many times. Cyclones are common in these parts, but it's been over 2 decades since she was asked to move to a shelter home. Women and children first as they head towards safety in a school bus, leaving their hearts and minds back at home. Speaking to me, she recalls a devastating cyclone in 1998, which killed thousands. Vasanti Ben tells me how she had to wade through chest-deep water to get to safer ground in a neighboring village. She doesn't know how bad this one will be.
For these families at these shelters, there is certainty of safety. But the uncertainty of what these families will all go back to after the cyclone is the overwhelming sentiment over here.
Nearly 70,000 people have been evacuated ahead of landfall, and we are told relief teams are in readiness. In Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's home state, a lot is at stake. Arunoday Mukherjee, BBC News, Mandvi, Gujarat.
Yes, thank you. So this video basically highlights that women are more vulnerable to climate change and its effects. India holds the key to hitting global climate change, and here's why. Energy needs are growing, energy access improved, opportunity for zero carbon future, low and no emission technologies, replicate models in other economies, and benefit billions of people. India, next please. India, the migration from climate change is getting worse. Extreme weather events trigger climate-induced migration in India. Heat waves, floods, cyclones, rising sea level. Example, in 2019, we had the cyclone Bulbul in the Sundarbans, formed in the Bay of Bengal. Hundreds of families migrated from the village to safer areas. If you can see the map over there, on the east side of our country, very close between India and Bangladesh, we have towards the Ganges Delta, the Sundarbans. The Sundarbans basically is a cluster of 104 low-lying islands in the Bay of Bengal, spread across India and Bangladesh, famous for its unique mangrove forests. Next, please. Climate change have literally forced men and women to move on. Coastal erosion and rising sea levels are gradually eating away at the land in the Sundarbans. Many villagers are forced to migrate to cities like Kolkata because the fertile land is turning salty, saline, with an increasing number of storms and floods. Over 25% of the principal earners of individual families migrated temporarily searching for work. Main facts I would like to share with you all. Next, please. India is a developing country facing major challenges. World's most populous country. More development needed to improve well-being of its people. More energy is needed to increase development. And impacts on climate change. Currently, low per capita greenhouse gas emissions need to substantially increase per capita energy consumption. Further, determine that per capita greenhouse gas emissions will not exceed that of developed countries while pursuing its developmental goals. Climate changes in India. If you see the map of India to the right, you'll be able to see that right from the northern part coming to the west, to the east, to the south. It's cooling, less rain, warm. So there is a complete difference in the variety of climate change and the variety of weather predictions all over India that's set up. Increase in surface temperature, 0.4 degrees Celsius over the past century. Warming trend. West Coast, Central India, Interior Peninsula, and Northeastern India have really become very warm. Northwest India and parts of South India have started having cooling trends. Monsoon variations. If you have known since the past couple of days, the northern part of India has been devastated by monsoons. More than thousands have lost their lives, livelihood, and belongings. Regional monsoon variations. Increased monsoon seasonal rainfall along the west coast, the northern Andhra Pradesh, and northwestern India. Decreased monsoon seasonal rainfall over eastern part of central India, northern eastern India, and parts of Gujarat and Kerala in the south. Trends. Because of climate change, we have more frequent droughts, followed by less severe droughts, more frequent heavy rain events, decrease in frequency of moderate events over central India right from 1951 to 2000. North Indian Ocean, the sea level in the oceans have risen between 1.06 to 1.75 mm per year over the last 40 years. If you can see over there, Nandini Chauhan, a 16-year-old child, paints the roof of her family's home with reflecting paint to keep the house warm, to keep the house cool. And below, the glaciers in the Western Himalayas are melting, raising the sea level and causing more floods, especially in the north. And many glaciers are now receding. Here we have the statistics. 90% of India is under extreme heat danger zone. And this year, from the month of April to the month of June, India was reeling under severe heat wave. Temperatures was round about more than 50 degrees, between 35 to 50 degrees Celsius, especially in the north, where you had people who lost their lives, and there were great problems faced all over the country. Next, please.
Would you like the video to be played now, Errick?
Okay, yes, please. You can play that video, Karen.
Killer heat waves are putting India's economy and development goals at risk. This according to a study conducted by scholars at Cambridge University. It said 90% of India's total area now lies in extreme heat danger zones, and that the entire region of the national capital, New Delhi, lies in the danger zone. The study says heat waves are putting unprecedented burden on India's agriculture, economy and public health. It also said that climate change is undermining the country's long-term efforts to reduce poverty, inequality and illness. The study's leader, Ramit Devnath, while speaking to the media, said that although India had done quite a bit in terms of heat mitigation, it is still not fully prepared. He did say that India now recognizes heat waves, its danger relief package, but there is a need to optimize the pace of these plans. The study further says that the heat waves were weakening India's efforts to also meet its social development goals as well. It said that extreme heat could ultimately lead to a 15% decline in outdoor working capacity, and also said that the heat waves could affect the quality of life for up to 480 million people and cost 2.8% of the GDP by 2050.
Yes. Impact of climate change. The water resources, agriculture, food production, health, forests, flora, fauna, coastal areas, and vulnerability to extreme events. All these are impacted through climate change. I have a picture to show you all. Nurun Nahar, she has 2 children and lives in a remote part of Islampur. When floods destroyed a house in Bangladesh in 2019, she had to move to a shelter home. Further, next slide. A woman crossing the dry Sabarmati riverbed in Gujarat, Ahmedabad, India. India's rural women are bearing the brunt of climate-related shocks like severe drought and extreme weather events. Women have to walk kilometers every day to fill pitchers of water to sustain the family and for their daily use. Furthermore, you can also see in the next slide, women preparing grass seed balls near the Kanha National Park village in MP. What are these grass balls? Grass seed balls are basically used as fuel and for plantation of trees. Extreme heat and women. Next slide. Global home-based workforce, 65% women are homemakers. During extreme heat event, symptoms of headaches, nausea, vomiting, capacity to work shrinks. 43% of women surveyed lost income and increased caregiving. Many women suffer from dehydration, lack of access to toilets. Women drink less to avoid relieving themselves outdoors. Further, the climate change has affected everyone. Vulnerability to climate change is exacerbated by inequity and marginalization, linked to gender, ethnicity, low income, and other social and economic factors. When solutions to climate change address these realities, they are more effective. This is where women come in. I have these 5 reasons why women are essential for climate change. 1, climate action requires 100% of the population. Number 2, empowering women means better climate solutions. 3, women are key to building climate resilience in communities. 4, climate change affects us all, but not equally. And 5, countries recognize the importance of gender in climate. How has India responded to climate targets? New national and international policy actions, continued renewable energy expansion, leaning into green hydrogen, expanded energy efficiency focus, emphasis on transportation, electrification, resilience to extreme heat, and we are trying far as possible to lessen carbon footprints. What has Zonta and District 25 done regards climate change? A couple of months back, Zonta District 25 organized a climate change art competition for all the art teachers based in Mumbai, as well as in the state of Maharashtra. Here we have these drawings done by the winners of this art competition. If you can see the first picture, that's Mother India, and the way she looks at the mayhem that nature has caused. The second one, you have the second picture was the second prize this picture received. One part, you have the green India, and the other, the pollution and the economic devastation that's been. So here you have the second prize winner. The third one, please. Here you have a person in meditation where you have all the religions, where they want to have one single unity, where people from all the countries should take climate action quite seriously before further devastation takes place. Next picture, please. And here we have this program. We have this program where all of us awarded the best pictures, the best prizes to the best 3 drawings. We are given them a trophy and a cash prize. And we made District 25 has done a lot to create more awareness regards climate change. Thank you very much.
Right. Thanks, Errick.